And let's let the sound of this next bell take us to the deepest place within us. All right, Grand Rising. Welcome. So I would like us to begin this morning by welcoming our musician for the day, and that is, of course, my favorite, Travis Hogue, my husband. And so he is a member of our community. He's also the booking agent and artist liaison here, and so he's just wonderful all around. I'll stop, and do you want everyone to stand for the first couple of songs?
Yes,
let's stand for our first couple of songs.
Good morning, my name is Travis. Thank you so much. I am excited, a little overexcited. I'm trying to get my heartbeat down. I'm anticipating all of you singing with me this morning. So in your program, there is a green sheet called the Healing Song, and we're going to start off with the Healing Song. And it says, repeat each one twice. Right after the third repeat, I'm going to break it down a little bit, and Elizabeth is going to anchor us with a little spoken word, and then we're going to close it out. So, okay. Here we go. We're all plugged in. Brian, am I on? Okay, it goes like this. Oh, if you haven't heard the song before, it's going to be real easy. Just jump right in anywhere you want, okay? Here we go. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does.
All healing energy, All healing energy flows through me now. Harmony, balance, vitality, that glorious wisdom that creates and sustains health is mine. I live in divine well-being now and in all ways.
Yeah, all right. Sing with me. This is the last time. Right here, joy. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. Give it to me. Relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for singing with me. This is beginning of December, and I am in the spirit. And so we are going to do a rewrite of Jingle Bells called the Jingle Bells of Spiritual Practice, written by our very own Reverend Elizabeth. Okay, this is your purple sheet. Feel free to jump in at any moment. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. All right, here we go. Meditate, pray a while, study, serve, and time. Oh, what fun it is to be with community. I thrive. Hey, meditate, pray a while, study, serve, and time. Thank you, God, for awakening ways. My spirit's now alive. Here we go. Each morning I awake, so happy to be alive. God is everywhere I am, and spirit so alive. Sunshine makes me smile. Everyone's my friend. Help someone less fortunate by giving him a 10. Oh, meditate, pray a while, study, serve, and time. Oh, what fun it is to be with community. I thrive. Hey, meditate, pray a while, study, serve, and time. Thank you, God, for awakening ways. My spirit's now alive. Big finish. Oh, thank you, God, for awakening ways. My spirit's now alive.
Woo!
All right.
All right, while you're on your feet, please turn to one another and offer the Namaste greeting. Namaste, Namaste, Travis, Namaste. Namaste to our tech team, Gina and Brian in the back. Namaste. Namaste to our love streamers. Blessings. All right, all right. And as you take your seat, please remember to also take a moment to silence your cell phones or any other devices you have that make noise. Grand Rising, beloveds. Thank you. I'm Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, and I am the spiritual leader for the Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living. I use she, her gender pronouns, and the land upon which we gather is the unceded territory of the Chumash and Salinan people. Welcome to the Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We have been waiting for you. Now we have an affirmation for today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. Standing on solid thoughts, I co-direct the flow of my life. And so it is. And now our practitioner for today, Kristen, is going to offer us the opening prayer and Science of Mind reading. Thank you, Kristen. Here you go. Let's try that again. Oops.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kristen Barnhart, and I am a licensed spiritual practitioner here at Awakening Ways. You know, we are a community that believes in the power of prayer. We count on it. We bank on it. It's our currency. And so we have lots of different ways to pray. Right now, DeLon is sitting in the front here. He's holding the high watch, which means he's in a state of prayer and consciousness, holding every single one of us just in the light of the divine. And that holding goes out into the universe. Some faiths call that the faith keepers, and we call it sitting the high watch. Another way is to, if you're online or just during the week, if something comes up, you can send us an email with a prayer request at info@awakeningways.org. And so that will immediately be sent out to the soul support team, which is made up of practitioners and ministers within our community. Another thing you can do is make an appointment with one of those same practitioners or ministers and, dive deeply. What is that thing you don't even know you're holding on to that seems to be affecting your life, and let it go. And after the service, I'll be available for a quick prayer in the back or the front, out there in the lobby. And we do one of what Dr. Chan calls the 3-minute miracle. So the reading today is from Living the Science of Mind, which is our book of the month, and so we tried to coordinate our efforts here to bring it to you. So, when it's said that the meek shall inherit the earth, it's not saying that we have to be wishy-washy or willy-nilly, but that in true meekness we should recognize that all power finally rests in the Spirit. To be meek is to be humble before the truth. A person is truly meek or humble when they look upon the grandeur of a mountain or a lake, or considers the vastness of the ocean, or thinks about the bigness of things. They do not become lost in this bigness or this grandeur, but they stand in awe before it. When this does something deep within them responds, something within them embraces the ocean. Something within them melts into the mountain, and they become one with them. This is true meekness. We know that the glory, the spirit, the love, the harmony, the beautiful colors of the universe, the one mind, the divine love, is God. And I am one with that spirit. And as I know I know that everyone here in this community is. And I declare that for this day, this first Sunday of Advent, we are in the awe of the Spirit. We are in the awe of standing on our 2 feet, in the air, on the ground, looking at the water, breathing the air. We are here by divine appointment to hear what Reverend Elizabeth has to share with us, to hear the music that Travis has prepared and will perform for us, and to breathe together, and to be together, and to know that we're one. And I'm so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for this amazingly beautiful day. So I just release my word into the law. No, it's already done. And together we say, and so it is.
All right. Does this stage make me look tall? Holy smokes. All right. All right, beloveds, if you would please rise. we are going to be singing together. If you would, you sounded so great on that last one. So this is the first song that Elizabeth and I ever wrote, and it's called Rise Up. And the section for us to all sing together is real easy. And if you would, you can catch in, and I'll launch into the song right after I show you this part. So it's rise up, raise the vibe. Well, rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe with Rev E and me. Okay, you got that? Okay. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe with Rev E and me. Am I plugged in here? Okay. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me, yeah. And all of our friends are here in celebration. Okay, so that's all of our parts, and here I go. Gratitude fills me every day, daily I surrender. Grateful angels all around me awaken my soul to sing, yeah. Here we go. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me, yeah. All of our friends and all of our friends are here in celebration. Okay, here I go. Change my thinking about the day, get my bloated nothingness out of the way. Stop complaining, let it go, there's work to do, let's get in the flow, yeah. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me. There you go. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me, yeah. And all of our friends are here in celebration. Here I go. Tune right in to KGOD. Are you ready to receive? Yeah. God is good all the time, 24/7, 365. Yeah. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me. Rise up, have some fun, raise the vibe, Rev E and me, yeah. And all of our friends are here in celebration. And repeat that last line. And all of our friends are here in celebration. Celebrate! All right, thank you.
And battery. Okay, yes, you may be seated. Wow. You guys awake? I mean, that is better than coffee, right? It's so good, so good. Well, welcome to December, friends. Wow, isn't that amazing? Did you say, oh no? I heard that. Everything lands up here loud and clear. So we're in December, and the seed of awakening for December is a little bit different. It is sticking the landing. Sticking the landing, and the topic for today is standing on solid air. And so it kind of sounds funny, right? So sticking the landing, let's begin with what the heck does that mean? Sticking the landing. Well, it's a term that is often used in gymnastics, dance, or other physical performances to describe the act of completing a routine with a flawless, controlled finish. It conveys the idea of precision, balance, and mastery in ending something successfully and with confidence. And so what a beautiful concept for us to have that be what's happening here in December, the last month of 2024. And mighty and magnificent things are happening and about to happen. Are you ready? Woo! Yeah. What? I'll try that again. Are you ready? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get connected here. So I could be hands-free.
And then disconnect the handheld one so the signal doesn't interfere. Thank you.
All right. There we go. All right. So it's the ultimate goal for gymnasts, yes? As any movement after landing actually results in points being taken away by the judges, but they don't get any extra points if they stick the landing. It's like expected. So if you don't stick the landing, they deduct points from you. And so imagine times in your own life, right, where you came in for a landing and you really did not stick the landing. Can you think of any of those times? Where you just sort of like slid into home base and you got all dirty and did some somersaults and scratched up your knees and you just like, I'm here. Yeah, that's never happened to me ever. Never. Just kidding. And so as I was contemplating this, for some reason I was thinking about cats, and I blame Kristen because she just got 2 new kitties. And they're so cute, and she was the practitioner for today, and I was just, the association, right? But I was thinking about cats. How many of you have ever had cats or have a cat now? Oh, just about everybody, wow. And so cats, have you noticed, most of the time land on their feet. Pretty much always, right? They always land on their feet, don't they? And it's fascinating. You watch them, and it's like, wow. And so I read about this, and it's actually a natural reflex that cats have. It's called the righting reflex, R-I-G-H-T-I-N-G, the righting reflex. And now this allows them to actually reorient their bodies in midair to land safely. It's so genius, you know? And so this reflex begins for cats, it begins to develop when they're kittens in about 3 to 4 weeks old. And then it is fully functional by 6 to 7 weeks. Isn't that fascinating? And so we're called to be like cats and stick our landing. So cats are pros at this. They do have that built-in reflex. So for us, we maybe need to focus a little bit on it and have that be our intention, sticking the landing. Now for us, as we move into the end of the year, how are we sticking the landing in our lives? You know, like tying the bow up at the end of the year. This is a time for us to complete any unfinished business, to wrap it up, and to take action on the things that we promised ourselves and maybe others that we were taking action on for this year. And we can start to wrap that up, and that becomes a part of us sticking the landing, yes? Now, it's going to be different for each of us. But I just wanted to share, in a spiritual context, what does sticking the landing mean? So we have this idea of the gymnast, and now we have the cats. And now as we think about what it means for us, it can mean grounding higher aspirations. And so this really reflects our ability to translate spiritual insights, higher frequencies, or mystical experiences into practical, grounded actions in our lives. So we have a mountaintop experience. How do we bring that into our life? That's how we stick the landing. We have a mighty, magnificent spiritual awakening, an insight, an awareness. Something happens. How do we bring that into our lives, our everyday lives, because it's not just about that mountaintop experience, right? It's not just enough to soar in our meditation and spiritual practice, but we must integrate the lessons that we're learning into how we live and interact in the world. Are you with me? Perfect. So number 2, completing spiritual cycles, all right? So spiritually, as you may be aware, life involves cycles of growth, cycles of challenge and resolution, yes? So we grow and we experience challenges and we resolve them and we integrate and we move forward, always becoming more of who we came here to be. So know and remember that. While it may seem like it's a devastation or, painful, it's always for your highest and greatest good, no matter the circumstance or condition. Now, oftentimes it can feel, not so great, right? But if we have that in the back of our minds and know and remember that something good must be coming of this, I can't see it right now, and I can't feel it, but it's got to, because I live in a universe that is always working for me, never against me, right? Never. And so sticking the landing represents that grace and presence that is required to honor the completion of each cycle in our lives, whether it's overcoming a personal challenge or completing a stage of inner transformation. Yes? You know those stages of inner transformation, yes? Where we start to feel this divine discontent and we know something needs to transform, but we're not sure what, how, or when. And we surrender to Spirit in those times and we allow it to guide us because it knows. Thank goodness. And so number 3 is alignment with divine flow. To stick the landing spiritually is to move in harmony with the flow of life, trusting in divine timing, and allowing our actions to reflect our authentic connection to Source. Now, oftentimes we want it to be on our time, right? We live in an age, and spiritual people talk about this all the time. We live in the age of microwaves and instant gratification, right? You want to buy that thing, boop, 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 boom, it'll be delivered in 2 days. Instant gratification, yes? We live in that. But what would it be like if we were to allow ourselves to step into the flow, right? There's a great song that we all love, right? that Jimmy and the What Else Is Possible band does for us sometimes. Yeah. And so we step into the flow and we let go, surrendering and trusting and believing that everything is happening in the right and perfect time, and I have everything I need. I know what to do, when to do, how to do it, and I do it because God is the source of my supply and forever and always guiding me. Sounds so easy, doesn't it? Yeah. And so number 4 is mastery of balance. That's a great one for us all. Mastery of balance. So just as a gymnast must balance their body, we are called to balance our spiritual and physical natures. And so, think about the gymnasts that you've seen, like in Olympics, right? And think about them, and they do these amazing, incredible things, flying through the air or whatever they're doing on that little horse thing or whatever it's called. They do all of this amazing stuff, and they've got the bars, and then they do some flips, and then they just land like that. And it's so amazing. And so how do we find that balance within ourselves and find the equilibrium where our higher consciousness actually meets the practicalities of this human experience that we find ourselves in? Right, yeah. Because, Ernest Holmes observed that to desert the truth in our hour of need is to prove that we did not know the truth. Meaning, if we don't have it in our pocket ready to pull out and use, then we don't really believe it. And so sticking the landing is about finding that equilibrium and having that capacity to bring our spiritual truths into this human life that we're living. All right, so there are 3 ways that you can stick the landing in your own life as we wrap up this year and move into 2025. Now, number 1 is to view endings as opportunities. You probably have heard this. Sometimes painful endings are disguised as new beginnings. It's actually oftentimes painful endings are disguised as new beginnings. And so whether it's ending a relationship, a project, a phase of life, or moving into another phase, or moving where you live, or changing jobs, right? Anything and everything. Sticking the landing spiritually invites us to close it with gratitude, close it with intention, and a sense of completeness. That sense of completeness, where you actually make it a sacred and holy transition, and accept and know that there are a multitude of possibilities, infinite, in fact, available to you all the time. And so then number 2 is to integrate what we have learned. Now, after a transformative spiritual experience, how do you land in the world? How do you land in the world? This is so powerful. Do you embody the wisdom you've gained, or do you lose sight of it and just go back into the regular routines? Well, if I had to guess, I would guess that all of you here don't lose sight of it. And that's why you're here. And you come on Sundays because you know that you are constantly transforming and constantly learning and constantly becoming more of who you came here to be. And so that's what you're doing here. You're remembering, right? There's something wonderful that's trying to happen. And we know, and on a certain level, in a certain sense, we know that there are things that we need to let go of, even if we can't articulate them at the moment, or there are some things that we just want to release and let dissolve back into the nothingness from whence it came, even if we can't totally articulate it with words. And so we come here, and whether it's in the conversations or the messages or the music or the prayer, something transforms. And it's beautiful. And so number 3 is faith and trust. Trust in your ability to land gracefully. And in doing so, you mirror your faith in the unfoldment of divine order, even when you can't see the full picture, especially when you can't see the full picture, because that often happens, yes? Now, I want to move into this idea that life isn't as solid as we're conditioned to believe it is, because this is very interesting, right? Life is a constant flow, but we actually get to surf on this flow and even direct that flow into our lives. So what we call thought and what we call form are both ultimately energy that are being shaped by conscious expectation and perception. So you may not always get what you want, but you will almost always get what you expect. Yeah. You will almost always get what you expect. So the solid air or thought is what this week is about, upon which we stand are our spiritual truths, right? What we believe, universal spiritual principles. And so at my ordination, back in April, Michelle Jordan, Reverend Queen Michelle Jordan, read our What We Believe statements, and it was so powerful, and I thought we could revisit that here today. And so she actually invited everyone to join in by saying, "We believe." Now, I'll do that like she did, and you'll say, "We believe." Let's practice. We believe. Let's practice again. We believe. Yeah, all right, so here we go. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause, This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but it is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. We believe in the eternality and immortality and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe. Let's try that again. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. In the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with this indwelling spirit. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, or the divine, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. Woo! And so it is. Beautiful. Wow. Well, we'll be unpacking that somewhat this month. But what does it mean? What does it mean that all things, or what does it mean that things are nowhere near as solid as they appear to be? What does that actually mean? Well, quantum theory reveals, I love that contemplative, he said, what does it mean? Quantum theory reveals that what we perceive as solid objects are not truly solid in the way we traditionally think they are. This understanding actually comes from the study of subatomic particles and the fundamental nature of matter. Yes, we're getting a science lesson this morning. So every physical object is made up of atoms. Atoms are mostly empty space. If you imagine the nucleus of an atom as a marble at the center of a stadium, the electrons would be like tiny grains of sand orbiting far away from the nucleus, with the rest being empty space. You with me? This means that the solidity of objects is actually an illusion that is created by the way atoms interact with one another through electromagnetic forces. Whoa. Matter is essentially energy, then, vibrating at different frequencies. According to Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared, matter and energy are interchangeable. What we experience as solid is actually energy condensed into specific forms and vibrations. Isn't that amazing? You know, I often wonder if the things that I see are seen the same way by other people. Don't you wonder that? Like, how would you know? Right? How would you know? Other than, like, describe that, right? Fascinating, right? So interesting. So at a high enough level of magnification, the solid structure of an object dissolves into fields of energy interacting with one another. And so our senses are actually limited in their ability to perceive the true nature of reality. So the solidity we feel when we touch an object is due to electromagnetic forces actually repelling our atoms from the atoms of the object, not because the object is solid. Whoa! Right? Yes, thank you. Woo! Yes, take that into your week, right? What? Doesn't it make you think about everything differently? everything differently, right? And so our thought forms, what I glean from this, our thought forms are units of mental energy. And this energy is vibrating at a frequency, and that frequency draws into it like frequency, right? Like attracts like. And so the frequencies are drawing in these other frequencies that are the same. And that's really how the law of thank you. I was like, what's that law? The law of attraction. That's how the law of attraction actually works, right? It's your frequency. And so what you think about, you bring about. What you are thinking about right now is creating your future in the now. So what are you thinking? Now that's why whenever we pick up a book that is a spiritual book, a sacred text, something holy, and I always encourage everyone to keep a book, a small book, right? Like the one that we gave out as a gift, Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Baran. If you're having a lot of negative thoughts or some experience that is less than beautiful and positive and powerful, you pick up this book, open it up, start reading it, and your frequency changes immediately. Immediately. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And so tuning into the different frequencies, that's what we're talking about here, you know? We're talking about tuning into these different frequencies so that we can have an experience of life that we love, right? Because why wouldn't we want to be happy, joyous, and free? Why wouldn't we want to rise up, have some fun, and raise the vibe? Why wouldn't we want to laugh or experience childlike awe? We want, all of us deeply desire love and freedom, and those two are the main things, right? Because if you try to think of anything else, it falls into that so that you can experience love and freedom. Prosperity, you know, connections, wholeness, perfect, vibrant health, yes? All of that, it all falls into that, love and freedom. And as we experience more of that, and as we integrate more spiritual truth or a greater understanding, let's say that, a greater understanding of spiritual truth into our lives, the natural experience is one of freedom. And I can testify to that because for the longest time, I kept learning. I was a voracious learner, right? And I came out of the 12-step programs and went right into practitioner studies and ministry studies. And I remember it was like, you know, the minister gets up and talks about this stuff every Sunday, but I'm not there yet. I was just like, what's happening? I need a fast track or something, you know? I'm not like, I felt like I wasn't there yet, but I stuck with it. And it's like I'm learning these things, and then for a long time it felt like, God, there's always something new. I mean, can I get a break here? Like I just was mastering this thing, and now you're talking about this and that and the other thing. And so it all goes together, my friends. That's the good news, right? It all ties together, you know? And then one day you wake up and you jump out of bed and you go, something wonderful is happening as me right now. because you've transformed, right? Something in you finally shifted. You let go of the other thought frequencies that weren't your truth. And those thought frequencies that were holding you down or holding you back, kind of like my mentor used to say, it's like the old beliefs are like you have a harness on and there are bungee cords tied to your belt and you move forward, and then the old thinking comes and you go right back, right? The bungee cord just pulls you right back, and then you go up a little more, and then the old thought pulls you right back. So we can cut those cords. You want to cut those cords today? Let's do it. Cut them right now. Snip, snip, snip. Woo! Chop, 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 he said. Yeah. I love you guys. I really do. So, wow. So Ernest Holmes wrote, "The limitless substance from which all things come is unfailing, dependable, and ever-present. This mirrors the quantum idea that the field of potential is infinite, waiting for us to engage with it." And I always think about Doctor Strange. Have any of you seen that movie? It's so good. There's 2 of them now, right? Doctor Strange, it's Marvel. Is it Marvel? Yeah, Marvel. Doctor Strange is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. And so he's talking about the multiverse, and he has these moments where he opens up portals and jumps through to go to the other realm. And he's like calculating, well, there's 475 billion ways that this can go. But there's only one way where we all survive. And so he takes them down that way. Ooh, I got the God bumps, right? And so every choice, every thought, everything that's happening for us in our lives, you know, there's all these billions of ways things can go. And we get to direct by our choices, by our thinking, by our thoughts, by who we're hanging out with, by what we're spending our time doing, by what we're reading, by who we're upset with. By how we're being in selfless service and serving humanity, right? All of it. And so it's up to us. So to wrap it up, friends, we're not passive observers of a static world. We are dynamic participants in a living and energetic universe. Right. Our spiritual practices, like meditation, prayer, visualization, gratitude lists, right? Spiritual fellowship, community, selfless service. These are all ways to align with and influence the quantum field, allowing us to consciously elevate our vibration and step into our divine potential. I just had this visual of Doctor Strange, you know, burning a portal and like, let's go, you guys, come on. Wow. In essence, quantum physics provides a scientific foundation for many spiritual truths, and it helps us to bridge the gap between science and spirituality and empowers us to live more consciously and intentionally. So our divine nature is more real than what we tend to call reality. It's more solid than the appearances around us, and that as gymnasts on the field of life, we are being called to stick the landing. We are spiritual gymnasts on this field of life, and we're going to stick the landing. We're landing solidly with these spiritual beliefs, knowing that the infinite oneness is all that there is, and it is in full support of its nature expressing through and as us, and we are letting our performance be expressed as a perfect 10. Yes. Thank you. I'm going to invite Travis to come on up as we begin to wrap it up here. So you're going to ask, the invitation for you is to ask yourself 2 questions this week. Number 1, what circumstances hook me into forgetting my oneness with all of life? What hooks me? And how can I return to truth in those moments? Number 2, when I notice something turning out in a less satisfactory way than I would prefer, can I ask myself the question, since the law/creative process always manifests my beliefs, what does this result show that I might be believing underneath the surface? I'll say that again. So when I notice something turning out in a less than satisfactory way than I would prefer, ask myself the question, since the law or creative process is always manifesting my belief, what is this saying about what I believe? And that's your That's your clue, right? What you need to change, what belief you want to embody, I guess, and what you want to let dissolve. And it's like, thank you for bringing me to this point because I needed you. But now I'm actually like, I'm ready to believe something new. And you know what? If it doesn't, you can say to yourself, I'm just going to try this on and see how it goes. Right? You can always pick up the old belief again later. Okay, so let's take a deep breath together. And again. And you can do what I call the religious science shuffle, which is really to move your body, scratch your nose maybe, stretch your arms out or up. Do whatever you need to do to get comfortable so you can forget about your body for just a moment. And relaxing into the presence of love, this divine presence. We allow the music to take us on a journey. And as we have our attention focused inwardly, we can also imagine that we are taking flight out in the cosmos. And we don't have to worry because we are grounded here. But we are spiritually elevated in this moment and out in the cosmos, floating in space with great joy and love and a sense of freedom beyond what we could have ever imagined. And as we float through the cosmos, there's a sense of wonder and awe. Because this is a great journey. And we remember who we are. And as we are floating out in the cosmos, we are receiving divine wisdom and we are tuning into new frequencies. And we know that this is part of the journey, being out in the cosmos. And so when the time comes for us to bring the cosmos back to Earth, it's easy. And so I know that in this moment now we allow ourselves to pull all of that cosmic energy and that divine love and joy and freedom, prosperity, wholeness, vibrant health, all of the good that we imagine to be somewhere out there. We pull that in. And as we do so, we also bring ourselves back from the cosmos into our bodies here and now. And I know that there is perfect healing experienced right now. And there is right thinking, and there is wholeness and divine perfection. There is love and freedom like we did not know possible. And so we take this cosmic truth that we have gleaned and we bring it out into the world. It's not like something that you have to make happen. It's who you already are. You already got it. There, you got it. You picked it up. And it's here, it's within you, and it can never be separate, ever. And so I know and claim for each one of us that as we go out from here, we are being the light, we are being the love, and we are being the joy and the freedom that we experience because we know we are loved by Source. And why not share that with the world? And so I'm so grateful that all of us have really achieved sticking the landing as we brought ourselves back into these bodies on this planet at this time. We landed perfectly, magnificently, And Spirit loves each one of us exactly as we are. It wouldn't change one thing about us. And I'm so grateful to know that this prayer is complete. So with great gratitude, I can release it and let it go and allow it to be, and so it is. Yes. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
It's God calling. Whoa. I just want to say thank you for that talk. It was like you were talking right to me at certain points of that. And I said, thank you. Thank you very much. And for all you do. And there's a camera in the back that's live streaming to the internet right now. There's a community of folks that are, we call it love streaming, and they're watching today live. So I wanted to say hello to you. Thank you for watching. For those of you, yeah, this is back there. Thank you, Gina, for all the camera work, and Brian for all the audio work. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. Hey. I'm playing this song on my dad's old guitar. He was a big inspiration for me to play the guitar. The song's called Something Wonderful. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. All this love inside, all this love inside, we can let it shine. Whoa, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful.
Wow. Oh, wow. So beautiful. Yes. Let's give him a little more love. Woo! It's so fun that I get to hear him practicing, all week when he's the musician. So it's this beautiful music in our home, and it's such a gift. So thank you for that gift, honey. All right, it's now time for our conscious giving, and we have a giving affirmation. So I'm going to invite the ushers to please come forward first. Thank you, BJ. BJ's in the house, and Betty, let's give them some love. These are some of our wonderful volunteers. Come on, a little closer. There we go. Let me touch you. Yeah. All right, so if you're tuning in on the live stream, you can make a donation to us by going to paypal.me/awakeningways. And I invite you to now take your gift and place it over your heart. And please repeat after me. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. So it is.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Sing it! God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Come on, church! God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. I can hear you roaring. God is thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Big finish. Give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Yeah!
And we do give thanks for all of these blessings. We give thanks for your presence, for that is the greatest gift of all. Walt Whitman says, it's 90% of it. So we convince by our presence. So these gifts support this community, this spiritual community. We tithe to other communities, to our personal community here, with things like Echo, and the ripple effect of what you give is infinite. And we are so blessed. So thank you for everything that you have given your community this beautiful, beautiful morning. And so it is.
All right, and so it's a very special day. We have our youth program, our spiritual sprouts, back in full effect with Sonia. Come on in, welcome Sonia back. And yeah. And the wonderful, is it Kaylani? What is it? Alani. Hi. Wow, look at you. Here you go. Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back.
So today, for our spiritual lesson, we did the ABCs. A being anchoring. So we talked about grounding, feeling the cosmic energy. We followed our breath to see where that comes from and where it goes, because we are human, so we are between the heaven and the earth, and it flows through us.
Wow.
And then we did a science experiment where some of you guys from the generation might be a little jealous. We made some lava lamps. Yeah. So with our lava lamp creations,
Cool.
of course, you need the light. And also, it was about watching our thoughts, because our thoughts create things. So, yeah, thank you.
Wow,
Oh, and our affirmation for the day, because they make balloons that walk now. I don't know if anybody else knows that. So she brought a little cat balloon to class. And so our affirmation for the day is, life is perfection.
it's totally in alignment with the talk for today. That's amazing, isn't it? We even talked about cats.
Oh, yeah?
Thank you. Good job. All right, and now our announcements angel for today is Gina. Let's give Gina some love.
All right, good morning, everybody. We've got some announcements for December 1st. Okay, so there's 5 more services in December, in case you didn't get enough last month. Okay. We will have a regular service on the 8th, which is next week, and the 15th. Then our holiday candlelight service and dessert potluck will be on Tuesday, December 17th. And on Sunday, the 22nd, Delon will be our guest speaker. And on Sunday, the 29th, we're going to have our annual Burning Bowl ceremony. So you won't want to miss any of these. And we've included a calendar of events in your program that you can take with you. And please, this is a great time of year to bring others and to, share the love that we have, especially the candlelighting service ceremony. It's so awesome, and it's a great opportunity for people of all faiths or no faith or anything to come to. It's my favorite service of the year for sure. Okay, just a reminder that the Hearts and Hands team is delighted to deliver your donated goods to the Atascadero Loaves and Fishes. The need is especially great at this time of year when budgets are stretched. In addition to non-perishable foods, they accept fresh produce and hygiene items such as toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, etc. Okay, our book of the month for December is Living the Science of Mind. I don't have a copy here, but there are some at the back table. This is a great way to get into some of Ernest Holmes' readings and just really kind of more practical, down-to-earth way of speaking in the book. It's really, really good book. And so the only writings by the founder of Science of Mind to help you understand his classic textbook. This is Holmes' own commentary on his masterpiece, The Science of Mind. As such, it might be his most important book besides the textbook. These short pieces abound in counsel and guidance in metaphysics, spirituality, and healing. And the book is available at the back table for $30. We also have the Science of Mind magazine for November, December, which you can pick up for half price at $5. No? None left? I was wondering, because I have not received ours either. Yeah. Well, we'll check at the back table and see. Okay. They're there? Okay. Apparently they are there. Oh, okay. Anyway, end of confusion. They're there. All right, so that's it for the announcement. And please, let's give a big shout out to all of our volunteers and our staff and everybody. We love you and appreciate you.
Thank
That's
you.
it for announcements.
Hey, it's 11:11. Ascend! All right. Let's circle up for our benediction and call and response. You look so cute. Oh.
Sorry, Brian.
They're not? Oh. Oh, I know, right? You might have to get a little closer. Where are you going? Oh, okay. Oh, let's not exclude Travis. Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
All right, friends, won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always, and all that we ever need do is turn within. And it is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my relationships.
Life is in my relationships.
Life is everywhere.
Life is everywhere.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I express it.
I express it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is,
Just the way that it is.
and just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Woohoo!
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful.